Hello and welcome to the Legends of Runeterra 4.10 patch breakdown. 4.10 is a balance patch for the Fates Voyage onwards expansion, with all of the following balance changes affecting cards in the standard format. We will start with the nerfs. Balin the Benevolent will no longer grant himself health on attack. Innovative Blacksmith is losing 1 point of power. Warden of the Tribes is reverting back to 9 mana. Samira's Flare is increasing to 2 mana. Samira is gaining a new line of text to reduce the cost of the flare. If you have a flare already, reduce its cost by 1. When she is leveled, she will reduce the cost of the flare by 2. Wildfire is increasing its cost from 1 to 2 mana. Exalted Cloudwinder is losing 1 point of power. Sting Officer is having his stats swapped from a 2-1 to a 1-2. Runaway Scrap Trap is losing its Brash keyword. Hextech Handler will no longer grant health to tech allies. Swindle has been changed. The player will now pick from one of 2 non-champion cards from their opponent's hand and create a copy of it. Valley of Imitation is increasing from 3 to 4 mana. Beguiling Cobra will only summon another copy of a follower if you play the follower, not summon it. This means you will no longer be able to play Cobra into Cobra and fill your board. Watchful Idol is losing 1 point of health. The final nerf for this patch is for Pike. Both him and the Death from Below are increasing from 4 to 5 mana. Moving on to the buffs, Omen Hawk will now be able to block elusive units. Wings of the Cryo Phoenix will no longer do damage to allies once you are enlightened. The Tusk Raider is gaining 1 point of health. Wrath of the Freljord will now frostbite an enemy on play. Berserker Ursine is gaining 1 point of power and health. Flamecaller Caprine is swapping her stats, going from a 3-2 to a 2-3. Atakan will now revive the strongest dead ally on play. Savage Reckoner is gaining 1 point of power and health. Noble Rebel is swapping her keywords, going from Overwhelm to Challenger. Lord Eldred is gaining the following text. Grants allies +1/+1 once they have survived damage. The Clock Hand is gaining 1 power and 1 health. Exhaust is moving from focus to burst speed. Singular Will is decreasing its cost from 10 to 9 mana. Ari's level up condition is being reduced from 6+ units recalled to 5. Children of the Forest is becoming a multiple choice card. You can either spend 2 mana to recall an ally, or spend 8 mana to summon 8 ephemeral copies of the 3 strongest followers you have recalled this game. Zorn Diva is gaining 1 point of power. Consult the Heavens is moving from burst to slow speed. However, it will now heal and grow all allies instead of just one. Generous Gemcrafter is gaining 1 point of power. Brash Gambler is gaining... Brash. Megatusk is gaining 1 point of health. The King's Court will now draw Jack when it has been summoned. Mad Old Babs is changing from a 1-3 to a 0-3 with a tune. Mako is swapping her keywords with Bull. She will now have Brash and Bull will have Overwhelm. Bull will also gain 1 point of power. Liminal Guardian is also gaining 1 point of power. Yordle Explorer is gaining 1 point of health. Shark Trainer will no longer ask you to spend spell mana to summon Shorttooth when attacking. Haunted Tomb is decreasing from 3 to 2 mana. Harrowing Return will also grant the revived ally Fearsome. Eclectic Collection is decreasing in mana, going from 7 to 6 mana. For Path of Champions reasons, level 2 Teemo will always plant at least 2 puff caps. For our final buff, Kane's Shadow Step is decreasing from 4 to 3 mana. There are also 2 changes which are classed as adjustments. The Portal Pioneer is now going to be a Yordle, and Call Shot is changing speed from slow to focus. Moving on to skins, we have 2 new ones releasing in 4.10. They are Underworld Twisted Fate and Spooky Gangplank. For bundles, we have the Starbound Voyage bundle, which includes the following: Star Eater Aurelian Soul Champion Skin, Aurelian Soul Champion Fragments for the Path of Champions, and these 3 relics: Starforged Gauntlets, Greater Cosmic Pearl, and Spirit Forge. This bundle will be available in the store from the 1st of November. For Path of Champions, Aurelian Soul will be taking over the monthly challenges. Aurelian will be the first 4-star champion you can unlock. However, unlike other champions, to unlock Aurelian Soul, you specifically need his champion fragments, as wild fragments will not work on him. He's too proud to accept generic currencies. Aurelian's champion fragments can only be earned via the monthly challenge rewards, or by purchasing the Starbound Voyage bundle in the store. There are also some new relics available in the Path of Champions. Starforged Gauntlets is an epic. If I am Titanic, you start with 1 extra mana. You can find level 2 champions when you invoke or manifest, even when the card is not in play. Greater Cosmic Pearl, a consumable and equipable relic that can be put on an empty relic slot. If a champion completes an adventure with this relic equipped, they receive 10 times the bonus experience points, and the relic will be consumed. Spirit Forge, another consumable, this relic can be equipped to a rare epic slot. If a champion completes this adventure with the relic equipped, it will permanently upgrade that rare relic slot to epic, and the relic will be consumed. These are Aurelion Sol's star powers. Astral Radiance. When you play a created card, reduce the cost of all allied champions everywhere by 1. When you play a champion, level them up. Cosmic Creator. His star power 2. +1 starting mana. I graciously bestow a rare or epic item upon all of your created cards. Star power number 3. Astral Radiance 2. When you play a created card, reduce the cost of all allied champions everywhere by 2. When you play a champion, level them up. Star power 4. Breath of Light. When you play a unit, double its stats. If it's Aurelion Sol, the skies descend upon all of your pathetic enemies. There are a couple of other miscellaneous features coming to Path of Champions as well. 1000 Stardust will be given to all players that have already beaten Aurelion Sol, and Riot has increased the legend level cap from 30 to 50. The amount of experience needed to reach levels 30 to 50 is the same for each level, and as per Dan Felder's interview, we know this is 30,000 experience for each level. For new features to Legends of Runeterra, Riot has introduced a post-match lobby to AI, normal, and ranked queues. In this post-match lobby, you'll be able to view your opponent's player profile and send them a friend request. You can also view your opponent's decks and import them to your own collection if you choose so. Finally, you'll be able to re-queue straight back into the same game mode you just finished playing. Another new feature is a deck buy all button. This will allow players to purchase all of the cards which they do not currently own when opening a deck which is incomplete. Buying cards using this button will always use wild cards, green shards, and then coins. This should make it quicker to import decks and unlock all of the cards that you do not yet own. The final thing for this patch is bug fixes, with there being quite a few this month. However, the most important change is that Momentous Choice will no longer be bugged and will no longer cost 2 mana, even when discounted to 1. That's all for this month's patch breakdown video. If you want to keep up to date on all things Legends of Runeterra, you can follow us on Twitter, where we post all of our updates and news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in 4 weeks for the 4.11 variety set.